Good. How are you?
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel better. I'm doing good. Joni still feels crappy.
Yeah. She said
Smells crappy, feels crappy.
she sounded better this
Yeah,
morning.
not
She said,
great though.
yeah.
Beth has a headache.
Good. How are you?
Good.
And
Yeah.
Beth has it?
Yeah, I feel better.
A headache, just a headache,
Oh.
nothing else. Really.
Better.
We're
Yeah.
we're too busy globe trotting to come down with COVID or something like that. Yes.
They all say that.
Yeah, yeah, I've had it. I had it last time. God, it's
Yeah.
horrible.
We missed it. Knock wood, poo poo.
Yeah, you're very lucky.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
1 second,
But
Rabbi.
it's mutating. I have relatives like that. They mutate. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on a minute. I don't know what's
Okay.
going on here.
Let me do my
Okay,
piece of
I think
paper. Here's my
it's
piece
gonna
of
give
paper.
me a hard time. All right, you can start, Rabbi. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. All right. We're going to this particular song I haven't done in years. It's called Ma Yedidus Menuchasech. That is, how goodly is your rest, because God gives us rest. But it Menuchasech is feminine singular, so it must be addressing the Sabbath itself. Ma Yedidus. Let's do Ma Yedidus. Ma, everybody. Yedidus, Menuchasech. Menuchaseh. Okay. Rita, you can go to the head of the class because you're the only singer right now. All right. Let's try it. Ma Yedidus. Ma Yedidus. Ma 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 ma. Menuchaseh. Ma Yedidus. Ma Yedidus. Ma 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 ma. Menuchase. How beautiful is the Sabbath rest. Hello, ladies. This is the second part. Oh, Gail's here. I lie, 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 la 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 lie, 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 la 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 lie, 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 la lie, lie, lie. Hello, Gail. Hello, Stephen. Ma Yedidus, Ma Yedidus, Ma 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 Menuchase. Ma Yedidus, Ma Yedidus, Ma 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 Ma. Big finish. Menuchase. I like that. It's probably from camp. All the weird songs are from camp. Um, all the camps are defunct. Very sad. They have other camps though. Shalom Aleichem Malachi Hasharet Malachi Elyon Mimelech Malchei Hamlachim Hakadosh Baruch Hu Boachem L'Shalom Malachi Shalom Malachi Elyon Mimelech Malchei Hamlachim Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Lai 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 lai. Yeah, la 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 yeah, la 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 yeah, la 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 Barchuni l'shalom malachei hashalom malachei elyon Mimelech, Malchei Amlachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem l'shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon. Mimelech, Malchei Amlachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu. I think that one's from Javier. And then I saw that Anita knows it too. Everybody knows these things but me. Oh well. Okay, let's do Shabbat Hamalkah. This is the bottom of the page. And of course, it's our old friend Chaim Nachman Bialik. Is it Chaim Nachman Bialik? Could also be Yov Agnon. The sun on the treetops no longer is seen. Come, let us welcome Shabbat, the true Queen. Behold her descending, the holy, the blessed, and with her God's angels of peace and of rest. Come now, dear Queen, and here abide. Come now, Shabbat our bride. Shalom Aleichem, angels of peace. That line, and with her God's angels. In the 1977 Reform Prayer Book, they have this song, but the translation is different. And with angels, a cohort. You cannot have a cohort of angels. You have a coming of angels. You see, I love these collective verbs, like a murder of crows. They have that also. I don't know why they pick on crows. All right, we're going to do Yedid Nefesh on page 14. Soulmate loving God, compassion's gentle source, take my disposition and shape it to your will. Like a darting deer, will I rush to you before your glorious something. Will I bow, anxious, glorious presence. Let your sweet love delight me with its thrill, because no other dainty will my hunger still. How splendid is your light, illumining the world. My soul is weary yearning for your love's delight. Please, good God, to heal her, reveal to her your face, the pleasure of your presence, bathed in your grace. She will find strength and healing in your sight. Forever will she serve you, grateful with all her might. Die, 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 yada, die, 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 yada, die, 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 yada, die, 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 yada, die, 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 yada, die, 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 yada, die, 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 yada, die, 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 yada, die, 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 yada, die, 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 die. Yada die 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 yada die 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 yada die 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 yada die 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 yada die 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 die. Okay, we'll continue now on page 15. By the way, it's sad, but we're going to dedicate our Shabbat service this evening to the 3 hostages whom the Israelis located. They are no longer with us, but at least their families can have some kind of peace. Lechu niranina, lechu niranina, lechu niranina, ladonai. Lechu niranina, lechu niranina, lechu niranina, ladonai. Naria, naria, litzuri shenu, mikadma fana bisoda. Naria, naria, litzuri shenu, Izmirot narialo, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, ladonai, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, ladonai. Okay, let's do a responsive reading. I think we could do this whole piece. It's really one of the better psalms. And even though it has a depressing conclusion, we never know why the Psalms say what they say. Certainly, David did not write them all, and I don't know what kind of a cheerful fellow David was either, but it's significant that they have trouble dating them because it's very hard to figure out what Hebrew words they were using at that particular time. But there's a definite difference between David Hebrew, Davidic Hebrew, and Solomonic Hebrew. Okay, let us sing to Adonai. Let us rejoice in our Creator. Let us greet God with thanksgiving, singing psalms of praise. Together, Adonai is the foundation of all life, exalted beyond all that is worshipped. In God's hand rests the world he fashioned, sea and land, abyss and mountain peak, all are God's. Let us worship Adonai, exalt our Creator, our God. We are the flock guided by God. Help is ours even today, if only we would listen to the divine voice. Harden not your heart in the way of your ancestors, who tried and tested me in the wilderness, even though they had witnessed my miracles. 40 years of contending with that generation led me to say, they are wayward, they care not for my ways. In indignation, therefore, did I vow, never would they reach my land, the land of peace, the land of rest. That third stanza. In God's hand rests the world he fashioned, sea and land, abyss and mountain peak, all are God's. I would suggest that since an abyss is a great gap in the world or in our lives, and a mountain, of course, is higher and is very exalted, I would have to say it's God who gets us through the highs and the lows of our lives. That's really the meaning of that particular verse, if you favor the metaphor. Okay, let's see how it sounds in the Hebrew. In his hand, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. The fifth line in the Hebrew. Asher biado mechere aretz. In God's hand are the deep places of the earth. The toafot harim lo. And the heights of the mountains belong to God as well. So if anyone is, God forbid, going through a difficult time at this time, I would say it's a matter, the only thing we could be certain of in this world is that things will change. So hopefully people will be brought out of their abyss and to the mountain heights. Okay, let's see. Page 16, why not? Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash, shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz, shiru l'Adonai baruch hu shemo, basru miyom liyom yeshuato. Let's do this as a responsive reading too, please. Sing a new song to Adonai. Acclaim Adonai, all people on earth. Together, sing to Adonai. Proclaim each day God's awesome might. Announce to the world God's glory and wonders. For Adonai is great, deserving of praise. Adonai alone is to be revered as God. All the gods of the nations are nothingness, but Adonai created the heavens. Majesty and might accompany God. Splendor and strength adorn God's sanctuary. Acknowledge Adonai, all families of nations. Acclaim God's majestic power. Acknowledge God's glory and bring him tribute. Worship Adonai in resplendent reverence. Let the earth tremble in God's presence. Declare to the world, Adonai is sovereign. God has steadied the world which stands firm and judges all nations with fairness. Let the heavens rejoice. Let the earth be glad. Let the sea and all it contains exult. Let field and forest sing for joy. Adonai comes to rule the earth, to rule the world justly and the nations with faithfulness. I like that closing piece. Let's see. Let the heavens rejoice and the earth also rejoice. It's just another, it's a synonym. Yuram hayam umulo. Let the sea thunder and all of what it contains. The fields and all that are in them will rejoice, and all the trees of the forest will go as well. God will judge the world with righteousness and the people with faithfulness. Okay, let's move on to the Lecha Dodi, page 21. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, P'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, P'nei Shabbat nekabela. In the English, keep and remember, both uttered as one, by our Creator beyond comparison. Adonai is one, his name is one, reflected in glory, in fame, and in praise. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nikabila. Come, let us greet Shabbat, Queen sublime, fountain of blessings in every clime, anointed and regal since earliest time. In thought she preceded creation 6 days. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nikabila. Please rise. We're on page 22, the fourth stanza. Ohi v'shalom ateret bala, gam b'simcha uvtzala, toch emune am segula, boi chala, lecha Dodi, likrat kala, P'nei Shabbat nikabila. All right, you may be seated. We're on page 23. Bizmor shir liyom Shabbat. Let's read silently. And the last 4 lines. Sadiq atamar ifrach ki erez alvanon iske shetulim beveit Adonai bechatzrot Eloheinu Yafrichu O Yenuvun Biseva Dishenim Virananim Yehu Lehagid Yashar Adonai Suri Vilo Avla Tabo. All right, now time for my remarks. The Torah portion is Emor, which means say or speak. This is God giving more instructions to Moses, and it's mostly Hilchot HaKohanim, the laws of the priests. Let's see, special laws pertaining to the priests, the Kohen Gadol, and the temple service. You probably know this. If you have a relative or if you yourself are a Kohen, you're not supposed to go into a cemetery unless it's a relative. If it is a relative, you're allowed to go in, but for non-relatives, customarily the priest, the Kohen, would stay on the path. And I know I've told you years ago, I did not know this rabbi personally, but he was a Rabbi Cohen. And why anyone who's a Kohen would become a rabbi is beyond me, because there's so many things you can't do. And what he used to do, if he had to do a funeral, he would rent a sound truck, and he would speak into the microphone on the sound truck so they could hear him by the grave. But he himself was not allowed to be involved with any aspect of burying the person. It's very strange. What else? A Kohen may not marry a divorcee. Obviously, the Orthodox are still observing that. The conservatives are not. Back in the 1950s, the Rabbinical Assembly Committee on Law and Standards got together and voted and said the Kohen, this is an old-fashioned, used up sort of law, so they ruled that a Kohen could marry a divorcee. I personally, my nearly 50-year career, I've married a lot of people. I've never married a Kohen to a divorcee. It just hasn't come up. Maybe people don't know anymore. I don't know. A Kohen may not marry a woman with a promiscuous past. Well, I guess that takes care of the burlesque queen and all the other various things that people get involved in. Do not marry her. I suppose you could date her. Okay. A Kohen Gadol, this is the high priest. This is the top of the charts. He can only marry a virgin. In those days, really, they had all kinds of strange laws. For example, if you were going to offer an animal, could it be the firstborn of the animal? That kind of thing. Okay, this is really very sad. A Kohen with a physical deformity cannot serve in the holy temple, nor can a deformed animal be brought as an offering. So that means the two-headed calf from the county fair is not an appropriate korban, not a good sacrifice. But if a Kohen has a physical deformity, if he's not perfect, he's not supposed to be allowed to bless the people. There was a very sad incident, which I read about. There was a rabbi he was the rabbi at the Beis Medrash Hagadol on the Lower East Side, which has gone through lightning striking it, fire. So I don't think they're in business anymore. But this was the Rabbi Usheri. See, it does come back to you. Rabbi Usheri, let him rest in peace, was a very, very learned rabbi. He had also been, I think, in Lithuania during the war. He shaved off his beard. He got a haircut so that he wouldn't look like a rabbi. But after the war, he was able to go to Israel and afterwards America, and he wound up on the Lower East Side as the rabbi of the Beis Medrash Hagadol, which means the big shul. It was a very large shul. It had originally been a church, which was not unusual in those days, where the churches would become shuls. Now the shuls are going back to becoming churches. There are even a couple of shuls. I've seen pictures where they made them into luxury apartments. One of the owners, who was Jewish but not religious, put a swimming pool where the sanctuary used to be. Well, each to his own. What can I say? The point is, this Holocaust survivor came to Rabbi Usheri and told him in confidence that during the war he had been beaten severely by the Nazis, and as a result could no longer function sexually. And he wanted to know if the rabbi would allow him to duchen, that is to do the prayer, that is the priest's prayer, the Kohen's prayer in the shul, because they would do this on Yontif. I've been in some shuls where they also duchened, but then the one in New Hampshire, when they didn't duchen, I was just curious. I asked an elder of the congregation, well, what's the story here? He said, Rabbi, he said, they used to duchen. My father would sit next to me in the main sanctuary, and when the Kohanim came up, he said, look at that one. He cheats in business. Look at that one. He's not nice to his wife. I don't want these people blessing me. So the board of directors passed a rule that the rabbi would be the one to bless the people. So it was just interesting. But anyway, Rabbi Usheri, when he was approached by this poor, unfortunate man, he said, this is going to be your secret and my secret. Just go on duchenim. Because after all, the man had become imperfect through no fault of his own. So I thought it was a very, very wise conclusion, a good psak halacha, a good halachic decision. Okay, now I don't understand this part. Maybe you can tell me sometime. A newborn calf, lamb, or kid must be left with its mother for 7 days after it's born, and then it is eligible for an offering. Also, you're not supposed to kill the mother and the calf on the same day. This is, no, it sounds very, very barbaric, but this is also, I think, related to the rule that you don't boil a calf in its mother's milk, which Rambam, Maimonides, says was clearly some sort of pagan ritual, and we don't do that. Well, I'm glad. Okay. Now, the second part of this Torah portion talks about the callings of holiness, the festivals of the Jewish calendar. Of course, we have Shabbat, and then we have the big three, Pesach, Sukkot, Shavuot, and after the Omer, it's going to be Shavuot again. All right. Let's see. You bring the Korban Pesach on 14 Nisan. The 7-day Passover festival beginning on 15 Nisan. It's interesting because for years we kept 8 days, but the last day, the 7 days were midioraisa. They were from the Torah. The last day, the 8th day, it was midrabanan. They put this extra day on, maybe because they weren't sure when the month started, or they were just gilding the lily, so to speak. Okay, so what have we got? You bring the Omer from the first barley harvest on the 2nd day of Pesach, and of course, at the end, the 50th day is Shavuot, which is why our Christian neighbors call it Pentecost, which means 50 in Greek. All right. Don't forget to blow the shofar in Tishrei. Then you've got a solemn fast day on 10 Tishrei. Asar b'tevet, Shiva b'Tammuz. I've heard of the 10th of Tishrei, but I'm not sure about its fasting. The Sukkot festival, of course, we have to dwell in sukkahs for 7 days. We take the 4 kinds. What are the 4 kinds? The lulav, the etrog, the aravot, and the hadassim. That's the palm branch, the etrog, which is a very expensive lemon, and hadassim is myrtle, and aravot are willow. Okay. Let's see what else. And on the 8th day of Sukkot, which is Shmini Atzeret, if you recall, we do on this day we do Yizkor. Okay. Finally, the menorah in the temple. We know that the menorah in the temple was 7-branched, but they didn't always light all 7 branches. They would light 1 or they would light 3. That was the customary because it had to remain burning the whole time, constantly. That's where we get the Ner Tamid, the eternal light in every shul. Most shuls have the eternal light. Okay, let's see. All right, very good. Let's go on. Thank you for your attention. All right. Page 28. Please rise. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach. Leolam Voed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach. Leolam Voed. Let's do on page 28 on the left-hand side below the line. Light and darkness, night and day, we marvel at the mystery of stars. Moon and sky, sand and sea, we marvel at the mystery of sun. Twilight, high noon, dusk and dawn, though we are mortal, we are creation's crown. Flesh and bone, steel and stone, we dwell in fragile temporary shelters. Grant steadfast love, compassion, grace, sustain us, God, our origin is dust. Majesty, mercy, love endure, we are but little lower than the angels. Resplendent skies, sunset, sunrise, the grandeur of creation lifts our lives. Evening darkness, morning dawn, renew our lives as you renew all time. All right. Let's page 29. Avat olam beit Yisroel chavta Torah u'mitzvot u'kim mishpatim atanu limadeta al ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shachbenu u'v'kumenu nasiach b'chukecha ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו באורך ימינו, באורך ימינו, ובהם נהגה יומם ולילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל. Page 30, we have the Shema, we cover the eyes. Shema Yisroel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Uncover the eyes. Baruch Shem Kivod, Malchuto, Leolam Vohed. Reading the English. You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might. And these words which I command you this day, you shall take to heart. Teach them diligently to your children. Recite them at home and away, night and day. Bind them as a sign upon your hand and as a reminder above your eyes. Inscribe them upon the doorposts of your homes, on your gates. That never gets old. Okay. On page 32, let's read below the line on the left-hand side. This is Rabbi Harlow, who passed just a few months ago. He edited all of the prayer books in the conservative movement for so many years. Daily you renew our souls, restoring us as you redeemed our ancient nation Israel from slavery to freedom, from sorrow to triumph, blessing our people with the springtime of its life, to be renewed by all of us each year. Healer of our wounds, holy God, do not abandon us to enemies who threaten, to tyrants who deny your sovereignty. Into your care we commit our souls, now as in the past, sustained by your truth, embraced by your love, inspired with hope for the future by your faith in us. Beloved are you, Redeemer of the people Israel, whose faithfulness in ages past assures our future too. All right, on page 33, unfortunately, I do not have the list. It's in the shul. That's not a good place for it, but that's the way it is. Help us. I want you to think about the folks you know who are not well, please, as I read the prayer. Help us, Adonai, to lie down in peace and awaken us again, our sovereign, to life. Spread over us your shelter of peace. Guide us with your good counsel. Save us because of your mercy. Shield us from enemies and pestilence, from starvation, sword, and sorrow. Remove the evil forces that surround us. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings, O God. Watch for us and delivers us, our gracious and merciful ruler. Guard our coming and our going. Grant us life and peace now and always. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Praised you, Adonai, who spreads the shelter of peace over us, over all his people Israel, over Jerusalem and the entire world. Ufros aleinu sukat shalomecha, baruch atah Adonai, aporei sukat shalom aleinu, v'al kol amo Yisroel, v'al Yerushalayim, v'al kol haolam kulo. Amen. Page 34. Vishamru b'nei Yisroel et ha-Shabbat lasot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisroel et ha-Shabbat lasot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisroel oti liolam, oti liolam, oti liolam. Vishamru b'nei Yisroel et ha-Shabbat lasot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim et haaretz vishamru v'nei Yisroel et ha-Shabbat lasot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi shavat vaynafash, shavat vaynafash, shavat vaynafash, vishamru b'nei Yisroel et ha-Shabbat, lasot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Please rise for the half Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah. Amen. Yalma divrach cherutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chaye yechon uvyo omechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisroel. Agala, Agala, Uvizman Kariv, Vimeru, Amen. Yehesh Rabba Mevorach, Leolam Leol Meol Maya, Yitbarach, Yitbarach, Yishtabach, Yitpoar Vitromam Vitnase, Yitadar Vitaleh, Yitalal Shemei Kudesha Brichu Liela Min Kol Birchata V'Shirata Tushbecha Tavinechemata Tamiran Bialema Bimeru Amen. 35b to 38 is the Amidah, the standing silent prayer. When you're done, you may be seated. All right. On page 38, let's sing Shalom Rav. We haven't done that in a while. If you haven't yet finished, please continue. Shalom Rav, Al Yisroel Amcha, Tasim Liolam. Shalom Rav, Al Yisroel Amcha, Tasim Liolam. Ki atahu melech adom, lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adom, lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav, al Yisroel amcha, tasim liolam. Shalom Rav, al Yisroel amcha, tasim liolam. V'tov b'einecha livarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav, Al Yisroel Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav, Al Yisroel Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. That is really such an important and appropriate prayer during this time of strife and war. I'd like us to read the translation, please, on page 38, top left. Grant true and lasting peace to your people Israel and to all who dwell on earth, for you are the supreme sovereign of peace. May it please you to bless your people Israel in every season and at all times with your gift of peace. Praise you, Adonai, who blesses the people Israel with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamvorech et amo Yisrael b'shalom. I remember it was Golda Meir of blessed memory who said, we will have peace when the Arabs love their children more than they hate us, because they wouldn't send them into battle. Very sad. All right, let's move along. Page 47. Let's read the top English paragraph. The heavens and the earth and all they contain were completed. On the seventh day, God finished the work he had been doing and ceased on the seventh day from all the work that he had done. And God blessed the seventh day and called it holy, because on it God ceased from all the work of creation. And the middle paragraph. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Oel HaGadol Gibo v'Norah, El Elyon, Bonei Shamayim v'Haaretz. I'm going to sing the Magen Avot paragraph. It is transliterated at the bottom of the right-hand 47. Magen Avot bidvaro, b'chayei metim b'mamaro, Oel HaKadosh she'en kamohu, Ameniach li'amo, b'yom Shabbat kodsho, Kivam ratza lehaniach lahem, Kivam ratza lehaniach lahem, Lefanav navod b'irav afachad, B'nodeh lishmo b'chol yom tamid, Me'ein habrachot. El Ahut Ahut Adon Ashalom B'kadesh HaShabbat Umvorech Shvi Umeniach B'kedusho Le'amidu Shnei Oneg Secher L'maaseh Lemase Vireshit. All right. On page 48 is the Kaddish, the full Kaddish. Yitkara v'ikara shemei rabba amen. V'yalma divrach irute v'yamlich malchute. V'chai chon v'mechon v'chai l'chol beit Yisrael. V'agalav v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevorach. Li'olam li'ol me'ol maya. Yitbarach, Yitbarach, Vishtabach, Vitpa'ar, Vitromam, Vitnase, Vitadar, Vitale, Vitalal, Shemeda Kudasha, Brichu, Lielam and Kobechata, Vishirata, Tushbachata, Menachamata, Damiran Bialma, Vimru, Amen. Titkabal, Sloton, Voton, the Yisrael, Kadama Vuhondi, Vishmaya, Vimru, Amen. Yehe Shalom Rabba Min Shemaya. L'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. Ose shalom imromav. Uyasa shalom aleinu, V'al kol Yisroel, V'imru, Imru, Amen. Yasa shalom, Yasa shalom, Shalom aleinu, V'al kol Yisroel, Yasa shalom, Yasa shalom, Shalom aleinu, V'al kol Yisroel. Yasa shalom, Yasa shalom, Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisroel. Yasa shalom, Yasa shalom, Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisroel. Ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. Imru Amen. All right, the Kiddush is on page 49. Second. Sorry for the interruption. We inherited a number of bechers, that is wine cups, when my mother passed away. And for many years, they had been buying like a cup every 5 minutes because they wanted to have enough for the people who came to their Seder. I would say this is the granddad of them all. This one was awarded to my father for being the president of the shul for years and years and years. And to the Yisrael Zelig Mark, uh, okay, Rosh Hashanah Tufshin Nun Gimel. Okay, so what is that? It's the 70s. Trust me. Okay, let's do the Kiddush if you've got your cup. Savri Marnan Vrabanan Vrabatai, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam, Borei pri hagafen. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam, Asher kiddushanu mitzvotav v'tziratavanu, V'shabbat kodsho b'hava u'ratzon inchilanu, Zikaron l'maseh v'reshit, Ki hu yam techila l'mikrae kodesh, Zecher litziat Mitzrayim, Ki fanu lacharta, Yotanu kidashta, Mikol ho'amim, V'shabbat kodshecha, Yava uvratzon, Hinchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen. L'chaim, l'sholem, ha'simchas. Okay. Let's move on. Okay, before we do the Aleinu, let's turn please to page 55. We're counting the Omer. 55. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu mitzvotav v'tzivanu sfirat ha'omer. 25. Hayom chamisha v'esrim yom, shelhem shalosh shavot v'arba yamim la'omer. This is the 25th day, making 3 weeks and 4 days of the Omer. Exactly. Okay. Now the Aleinu on page 51. Please rise. Aleinu l'shabeach Adon hakol, Latet gedula yotzer breshit, Shelo asanu kigoye haratzot, V'lo samanu kimishbechot hadama, Shelo sam chelkenu kahem, V'goralenu kichol hamonam, Anachnu korim Mishtachavim umodim Lifnei melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Shehu Noteh Shamayim v'Yosei Haaretz, Umoshav Yikaro Hashamayim Imal, Ushchinatu Zo, Ushchinatu Zo, Begav He Miromim, Hu Eloheinu Ein Od, Emet Malkeinu Efes Ulato, V'nemar V'haya Adonai L'melech al kol haaretz Bayom hahu Yeh Adonai echad Ushemo echad. All please remain standing. We're going to do the mourner's Kaddish. Sadly, we have those 3 hostages whose remains they discovered today. We'll say Kaddish for them and all the other people in Israel who made the supreme sacrifice. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, amen. Yalmad yivrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayei chon v'yamei chon v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael. V'agalav v'zman kariv v'yimru, amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevorach li'olam ulmei maya. Yitporach, yishtabach, v'yitpo'ar, v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudisha b'reichu. V'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, ta'amiran bi'alma v'yimru, amen. V'hei shalom rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mamav, hu yaseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'yimru, amen. All right, you may be seated. We will now hear some words from our wonderful temple president, Rita Fleming Klein. Hello.
Hello, everybody. Good Shabbos. Wonderful to be with you, to see your beautiful faces. I miss, yeah, your Steve too is a beautiful face. Gotcha. And your lovely wife, Gail. Please say hi. Hi, Rachel. I see you. I see you waving. I want to bid you all a very good Shabbos. I love celebrating it together. That feels the very best of all. And it's kind of neat to do it on Zoom as well. There's a comfortable feeling about it. I love being in shul with you on Friday nights too, but this is I don't know, it's smooth and it's easy. And now that it's not so easy for people to come down, it's Sherry, I'm so happy to see you, because it's a big trip to come down for a Friday night, and this makes it all possible. And when we are doing Friday night services in the shul, I can't see you, because the monitor that you appear on, that Doreen or Dina are looking at, the back of it faces me when I'm facing. So this feels really, really good. Tomorrow we're going to be celebrating Lana Becker's birthday with a lovely kiddush that Erwin is providing, and a beautiful setting that Margaret designed before she left on her trip. So the social hall is very pretty, and I wish you were all here to join us and participate. The week at Temple Shalom will go on as usual. All of our activities, our canasta, the book club, the Mahjong, Rabbi's classes, spam calls that you can hear coming in. So although the summer months are here, and it feels like the summer now, all of a sudden it's in the 90s here. Our summer starts with membership. This is, although our membership drive officially begins or sign up on July 1st, you will see the first beautifully designed membership flyer in this week's bulletin, designed by our own Joni Kahn. And I wanted to put it out early, not so I'm going to nudge you every week from now until July 1st, because that even sounds obnoxious to me. I wouldn't do that to you, but just to know that it's coming. So you'll see a lovely flyer. Keep it in mind. If you know people who are unaffiliated, let them know. Invite them to come in. We've had two couples come in just this week and who are interested in joining. And what I've done is I've given them what's left of May and June. I've given it to them as a gift, and with the hopes that they'll join in July, because we have nothing to lose by doing that and everything to gain by how they already feel about our beautiful shul. They already feel that it's welcoming and warm and Hamish and wonderful. So in hopes of a successful membership drive this year, you are the soldiers of membership. Let your family know, let your friends know, whoever you can, so that we can have a successful, beautiful membership drive. We're doing well. Right after the membership drive, Joni and I start working on high holidays. So the plans are in already. So the year passes beautifully, and with the counting of the Omer, it for me it counts the high holidays coming even closer. So beside the connection that I have with each and every one of you, and of course with Rabbi and Beth, there's this connection with our year. And it's a very significant connection. I think that all of us feel that way. Our year passes by in each other's company, but by our tradition as well, by holidays, big and small, by celebrations, by lifetime events. So instead of me going on and on, I will wish you all a very good Shabbos. I miss you. I can't wait to see you in person again. And I hope I know I'll see some of you tomorrow, but just a sweet, good Shabbos to each and every one of you. Thank you.
Amen. Okay, yes. I'm not going to posture with the Adon Olam this Shabbos. We're gonna do it by the tried and true tune. Adon Olam Asher Molach B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra Yet Nasa V'chefzo Kol Azai Melech Shimoni Kravi Acharei Yichlot HaKol Levado Yimloch Nora Vehu Haya Vehu Hove Vehu Yeh V'tifara Vehu Echad V'ein Sheni Lehamshilo Lehachbira V'li Reshit V'li Tachlit V'lo Haoz V'hamisra V'hu Eli V'chai Goali V'tzur Chavli V'et Sahara V'hu Nisi Umanosli V'nat Kosi V'omek Rabbi Ado Avkid Ruchi V'et Ishan V'ahira V'imruchi Giviati Adonai li V'lo ira. All right, I think I'll do the closing benediction, and then I think we have a little schmoozing time. Yivarechacha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May the Lord bless you and keep you. Yo'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May the Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May the Lord make his face shine upon you and give you peace. We'll say Amen. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.
Shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.
Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shalom.
Shabbat, 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 shalom.
Good enough.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Good
This
job,
is
everybody.
Go ahead.
very nice.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Okay.
Hey, good
Shabbos,
Shabbos.
everyone. Have a good week.
Shabbos,
Good
everybody.
week. Yes. Good week.
Yes,
Good to see everybody.
yes.
Everyone
Oh my
drive
God.
The Mazel Tov to Paul and Rita on their new car.
Thank you.
Oh, yes, yes.
What kind did you wind up getting?
A Sonata.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
beautiful car.
Nice.
Really, it's really pretty and
It's a beautiful
yeah.
car.
Yes.
It's just good for us. We call her Bluebell because she's bright blue.
I
Nice.
thought it was red. She's not red.
Is that
It's
ice
blue?
cream?
Yeah,
It's a blue bar?
It's a
Bluebell, isn't that ice cream?
Huh?
Yes.
Isn't Bluebell ice cream?
It's
You can't-
let's not be bad to name it after ice cream. I know.
Can't have a quart of ice cream.
My favorite food group. Everybody have a good night and we'll see everybody tomorrow.
Thank you,
You
Jerry.
too.
Thank you.
Regards to Joni. Tell her feel
night.
good.
After
Thank you,
the
everyone.
ball.
Shabbat shalom,
Good
everyone.
Shabbos, good Shabbos.
Shabbos.
After the